Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back again. Within an hour of me putting my last video up, my first ever video, a certain website broke the news that Chris Ordecki will not compete on Saturday night due to a herniated disc or a bulging disc or something like that. And the California State Athletic Commission did not clear him to fight. He only had like 20% use of his right arm or something like that. A little bit about me. I've been watching everybody's predictions for a while. Always a big fan, so I figured why not? Why shouldn't I start doing some predictions? Also, just so everybody knows, I've been watching MMA for years. I got really hard. I was always a little bit of a fan of it, but I got really hardcore in it in 2003 when a buddy of mine in college brought some Pride videos, and I was immediately hooked. I love the style of Pride. They were all about the show and everything like that, and they had Vanderlei Silva and Igor and Lil Nog, Krokop, and Rampage. Was the Rampage Vanderlei, the two fights in Pride I thought was the best rivalry in MMA at the time. Anyways, I know my stuff. I practice MMA. I had my first amateur fight in June, so everybody wish me luck. Hopefully I don't get my ass kicked. So, anyways, let's go on to the predictions. Since the Hordecki fight isn't going on, hopefully they will put, crossing your fingers, the Lil Nog and Vladimir Machisenko, wherever you say it, just call him the janitor, on the main card, on the pay-per-view card, because those are really two elite, top 15 heavyweights and light heavyweights in the world. They had a meeting back in 2003. Vladimir won it by decision. You know, that was 2003. Things change. The last time Vladimir lost was in 2003, actually. He lost to Arlovsky in the UFC at heavyweight. He's won 8 in a row. He absolutely cleared out the IFL light heavyweight division. Well, no, he hasn't been as active as his big brother, Minotauro, but he's just as good. I think he's just as good. His boxing skills are, if not better, than his brother's. He actually trained with the Cuban national team, tried to make the Olympics for Brazil in boxing at one point. In that one, I think Lil Nog is going to get his revenge. I think he's going to tie the series up 1-1, and I think it's going to be a decision. I really do. I don't see Vladimir getting caught in anything. He's too good. He's too much of a veteran to get caught in anything. So I'm going to pick Lil Nog on that one. For Babalu Sokoudjou, I really hate to pick this fight because I really, really, really like both fighters. Babalu has great submissions. A downfall of his is that he can be a little bit too aggressive, and it can work against him, a la the Chuck Liddell fights. And also, he's on a roll. Babalu is on a roll. He's, ever since the UFC released him for not releasing that Anaconda choke, he hasn't lost. He absolutely dominated Bobby Southworth to win the light heavyweight championship for Strikeforce. That was a very good fight. I was happy to see him win, even though it was by a cut. And as far as Sokoudjou goes, everybody knows the guy's a freaking nature. He's got powerful hands, powerful kicks. He's quick as hell. The guy looks like a heavyweight. He looks like he could be 235 easily. I don't know how he gets down to 205, but with all that muscle, you get tired faster. And in his last 2 fights, he gets tired. And I also think that if he can't knock somebody out, he panics a little bit. And I don't want to say he gave up, but he kind of froze, which is what led Louis Kane to come back and knock him out in his last fight. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Sokoudjou in a third-round submission once Babalu, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and pick Babalu in a third-round submission once Sokoudjou gets tired. For Vitor Belfort, Matt Lindland, this has the potential to be a snoozer, or it has the potential to be a flash knockout. Vitor has some of the best boxing in MMA. Everybody knows this. They call him the Phenom for that. But he's a little bit of a head case. He went through a 5-6 year stretch where he just didn't look like his heart or head was in the game. He didn't really care if he won or lost. But at 185, I think this is a re-energized Vitor. He looked completely awesome in the Terry Martin fight. He looked cool, calm, composed, and took his time in knocking out Terry Martin. Lindland is an Olympic caliber wrestler. He'll do the whole ground and pound, lay and pray thing. He's a scrapper, and he's also been in there with the best. unfortunately, I don't think that's going to cut it against somebody who has good hands like Vitor. And if Vitor worked on his sprawl, even though he hasn't done well against wrestlers in the past, because he's been susceptible to be getting taken down and just not doing anything off of his back, I really look for Vitor to KO Linwin in the second round, because Linwin did get tired in his last fight, so maybe age is catching up with him there. For the Barnett-Gilbert-Yvel fight, it's pretty clear-cut to me. I mean, I think Barnett is just completely better. He's a great wrestler. He's very experienced. He's been in there with the best. Crocott, Nogueira twice. He won't fight Fedor, he said, because he's a great friend. He absolutely demolished Randy Couture. He's also got powerful hands, even though he's not a very technical boxer, and he can submit you on the ground. However, Gilbert-Yvel can give you the flash knockout. He's Dutch, so everybody knows Dutch strikers are the best in the world, as Bas Rutten says. If you want to see his leg kicks and head kicks, just watch the Gary Goodrich fight. It's one of the best knockouts I think I've ever seen in MMA. And he also does have a win over Chet Congo, for all you Chet Congo nut huggers out there. He's not that good. Moving on to Fedor and Arlovsky. What can you say about Fedor? Fedor is the man. He's the last emperor. He's the cyborg, the Russian cyborg. Powerful hands, phenomenal athlete, and he looks like he just woke up from a nap and wants to kick your ass. So we'll see. Arlovsky, he's a great boxer, great footwork, great athlete all around, but I think he's starting to buy into Freddie Roach's boxing scheme a little too much and isn't concentrating on other areas of his MMA. In the Roy Nelson fight, Roy Nelson took him down easily and looked like he was going to submit him with a Kimura or an Americana on the ground, and I think he was going to if the ref hadn't stopped it. However, he's very dangerous on his feet, but he does not have the greatest chin. Just watch the Pedro Rizzo, Tim Sylvia fights. You can't make your chin better, which sucks. So hopefully with the boxing footwork and technique, he's learned to dodge punches, so I think this is going to be a phenomenal fight. I really do. I see Fedor ending it in the third round via armbar or something like that. So let me know what you think.